We've brought together 50 bankruptcy attorneys, one from every state,
Can I keep my car?
What about my house?
Can I rebuild my ACE, my
How does the
341
means
meter?
test work?
to answer the most common, most misunderstood questions about bankruptcy. Real answers from lawyers who do this every day. If you want to be connected with a lawyer in your state for a free consultation, see the link in the description.
It's not a one-size-fit-all solution. When is Chapter 7 a bad move? On the buzzer first is Laura Nesbitt out of Ohio. Laura, what are your thoughts and what are the red flags?
Well, thank you for having me on, Phil, and I'm happy to inform the listeners about when Chapter 7 might not be the best bet for your situation. A lot of times I get calls from people that tell me immediately, I want to file Chapter 7. And I tell them, that's great. I would love to help you do that. Let's make sure it's right for you. So, some things I look out for when I'm talking to potential clients that want to file Chapter 7 is, first and foremost, do you pass the means test? Which means, is your income in the range of allowing you to file Chapter 7? And that's based on household size, income, and what state you live in. If you pass the means test and you can show that your disposable income, meaning your income less your expenses, also shows you cannot meet your creditor obligations, then you can file Chapter 7. However, past that argument, we look at your assets, we look at your goals, and we look at your creditors, because sometimes in Chapter 7, you don't get the result that you want. That could be, for example, if you're behind on your car payment and you want to keep your car. Chapter 7 will not help you protect your car in that situation. In fact, it's a fast way to lose your car to your creditor, who's not going to be very happy that you're filing bankruptcy and have no plan to repay them and are not required to repay them, and you're behind on your loan. At that point, we probably want to talk about catching up your car before you file, or perhaps looking at different bankruptcy options like a Chapter 13. Also, if you're behind on your mortgage payment, or you have very significant equity in your house that's not covered by an exemption, you may want to consider a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. The reason is similar to the car if you're behind. Your mortgage lender does not have to work with you to help you catch up your mortgage payments just because you file Chapter 7 bankruptcy. In fact, that may push them towards foreclosure or to continue that case if you file Chapter 7. Chapter 13, though, will allow you to cure and maintain that mortgage if you can show that you can afford it. So in that instance, you probably don't want to file Chapter 7 if you want to keep your house. Other things that may hurt you if you file Chapter 7 that a lot of people don't know. Chapter 7 discharges every debt that's dischargeable, but those that are not will not be discharged. So, for example, if you have tax debt that is recent and you need to have a way to repay this debt, you may want to look at a Chapter 13 because that is exactly what that type of bankruptcy is designed for. Chapter 7 is a really good option for most people, but you want to be careful that you're not losing things that you want to keep, that you're not in a position where you could have a lawsuit filed against you because you transferred money to somebody that you were related to or paid a large amount to one creditor recently. A trustee might be able to get something back out of the payments you have already made. And especially if you're paying grandma or mom or one of your friends or family members, you do not want them to get sued. In that situation, an attorney might recommend waiting for a period of time, or another option like settling debts, or even looking at Chapter 13 at that point. So Chapter 7 is a great solution for most people, but there are times when it is inappropriate and you probably want to look to an attorney for a better solution.
Thanks for watching. If you're stressed about debt, don't guess. One of our 50 bankruptcy lawyers has your answer. Like this video and subscribe to stay informed.